Hello, my name is Erin Top, and today I'm going to be talking about self censorship and what that looks like in the library. So, what is self censorship? According to Anne Bailey in her 2017 article, Protection versus First Amendment Violations, Self Censorship as it Relates to Youth and Young Adult Services, self censorship is when librarians choose to censor their library collections. This occurs when a librarian chooses not to purchase an item because it contains controversial material. Or when a library chooses to label or restrict access to any item. So, now that we know what self censorship is, let's talk about why it's important to have policies in place to help us as librarians to guide us to so we can create an environment where we are limiting our self censorship. So, there's three things that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the goals of the policy. Should be in general terms. There needs to be basic questions and guidelines to adhere to reduce biases, and there needs to be a dedicated team to review challenged books. So to start off in our textbook, they talk about the goals and the goals of the policy should be in general terms. So the collection program in schools by Marcia Martis. Um, she says that we should allow for flexibility and adaptation. As our world is changing every day, things come up where we might need to relook at our collections and adapt to our community and environment. We also, my second reason, she also talks about is important to know our community and what they want. The collection program in schools by Marcia Martis says it's important to know your community and what they want. So, when building a collection, we need to answer these questions. Who will this collection be for? And what will the collection be? Lastly, there needs to be a dedicated team to review challenge books. This committee should consist of different types of people, such as patrons, administrator, teachers, librarians. So the article I chose was by April Frost. Censorship and the public library starts off by talking about how we censor without even knowing it. One of the examples was about computers and how we have filters on these computers to, keep people from looking at inappropriate content while at the library. Then she talks about how at times librarians feel that they have to censor or self-censor their collections to reduce the turmoil in the community. Um, and lastly, she talks about how in 1939, ALA came up with their own Bill of Rights to help protect intellectual freedom. So, what did Miss Frost teach me? So, we censor without knowing it. When we put together displays on LGBTQ plus authors or displays about religion, we are saying that these topics are important to us and others. This can be off putting for people who have different political or religious views than us. The other thing that I learned about the Bill of Rights the ALA put together. They are the backbone of the library system, ultimately. There are two that really stuck out to me. Um, Librarians should provide materials and information presenting all points of views on current and historical events. And the other one that really spoke to me was um, libraries should challenge censorship in the fulfillment of their responsibility to provide information and enlightenment. I love this because it gives us support, the support that we need to make sure that we are being fair and bias free. And then lastly, in the article, Children's Collection Development, Good Books or Good Books Kids Like, Todd Kyle really confirms what I already thought. There needs to be a good balance between what kids want and what kids need. He says, so what constitutes a bad book? a book that does not satisfy and delight, no matter what it promises. I love this. I always tell my students to find books that spark joy. He also brings up a situation that I have noticed in my own library. There are students that love the Disney princess books, but hate to read them because the stories don't match what they've seen on TV, or the words in just it's just not a good book to read. So I found that a lot of my students who like the Disney princess books or movies really enjoy Princess in Black by Shannon and Dean Hale. So that's all I have for you. And here is a brief view of my references. Thank you.